that like that was what it was. Like I was mad that I let myself get treated that way, but I didn't know that it was. Hello beautiful humans, it's Sandra here, back again with an amazing story time. Okay, this is going to be my very first time, you know, having a story time on my channel. My story is 100% genuine. It actually happened, and it wasn't a very funny experience. It's not an experience that I wish someone else could relive or to relive. It's just so bad. This is my 3rd year, so trust I've had a lot of roommate experiences, but this one just tops the chain. Okay, anyway, so that's what we're going to be getting into today. If you are interested to follow me down this story time, it's not going to be so long, but it's going to be very informative and very interesting. So you're just going to stick around and we're going to get into the video. Anyway, if you are coming here for the first time, you are highly welcome. I'm so glad and so excited to see you. So do not hesitate to hit on that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed to this channel. As the video progresses, if you like what you're seeing, please do not hesitate to hit the like button, and if you love what you're seeing, do not hesitate to hit that share button, and I'm going to appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, let's get in. So I'm going to start off with a little get to know me. Okay, so my name is actually Sandra Sampson. I'm from Abia State, Nigeria, but based in Lagos State, and I actually schooled in Abia State University. Okay, yeah, so it happened last year, just right before the corona hit us, and I was just thinking, like, you know, I know we would never know all these things, but if I had known that there would be a thing like corona that would come and like put the whole world on pause, I literally would have just been on pause and avoided such traumatic experience in my life in the name of having a roommate and having a place to stay. It was just crazy. A disclaimer: don't get a roommate off internet. The way you tell your brother or your sister not to marry somebody off internet, I know it goes well for some people, but trust me, like 89% of the time it doesn't go well for a lot of people. I live in Lagos State, Nigeria, and if you're someone who knows Nigeria, you would know what a distance Lagos State is from Abia State. Okay, so before the previous semester ended, I was staying in a very wonderful building. I loved the building and the rooms in the building, but it was just too far from school, and it's like, I'm not a rich girl, I cannot be transporting myself to school that amount every day. I had to relocate to a place that's nice and also close to school, and there's this lodge I've always had my eyes on. Like, if you're in my school, you can guess the lodge I wanted to be in, and I really wanted to be in that lodge. So I tried looking for roommates. I even had to pay like my school's page to post the fact that I'm looking for a roommate. So luckily for me, a friend of mine saw my post on my WhatsApp status and was like, oh, she has a friend who also needs a roommate, but that the girl is a level younger than me. Now typically most senior year students wouldn't like to live with a student that's lower than them in level. Why? Because I don't know, they just feel like he's uncomfortable. But me, I actually don't see that as anything, because I'm still in university, I'm in my 3rd year, and age wise I'm not supposed to be. So I just think it that there are people who are there, like who are in lower grades, are not supposed to be there. So I didn't find anything wrong with it. Like I was chill with it. So we exchanged numbers and we got talking. She seemed like a nice girl. Like, she was really just about getting the lodge. She was just, you know, doing everything the way it was supposed to be, and it was really convenient for me because it was really fortunate that she was living very close to school. So it was just a matter of me sending down money and, you know, everything would get done, which had to do with trust too. But I just, you know, I felt like, oh, I got to her through a mutual friend. So yeah, everything was going to be all right. Yeah, and everything was alright, you know. She got a lodge, we split the money, I sent down mine, and it was time. She made a budget of the things that we needed in the room, and it was time to get the things. But as of that time, my family was empty. Okay, like everywhere was empty, and we had already paid off the lodge rent, and we didn't have extra money for the furniture. Plus the fact that, like, we were still trying to trust her. Okay, so like a month to the resumption of school, I can't even remember if it's a text. This thing I'm saying is over a year ago, okay? So then she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I can't stay with you anymore. My family don't want me to stay with anybody. Like, really? All through 3 months, 4 months, we were talking and we were doing stuff. Your parents didn't know they wanted you to stay alone, and it was just a plain lie, because there were things that happened. And you know, when I paid to her, she was like, oh, my mom's going to drop a receipt for you. And I'm like, and now your mom doesn't want you to stay with anybody. So I just felt like, oh, she didn't want to stay with me, or she needed someone that would bring in cash, like bring cash, and I wasn't that person. So I really wouldn't have had bad feelings towards her, or had feelings towards her, if she hadn't done this thing like at the deadline. Like I was already going shopping for school. It was like less than a month, and this girl just came and told me, oh, I don't want to stay with you again. I'm like, it's fine. And then she was like, I'm really sorry, but we can still be friends. Really, that's how I'm searching for friends now. Anyway, let that just be aside. That was really bad. I got really desperate, and I was panicking, because it's not funny. Like, school had resumed and I had to get back to school, and getting an accommodation is hard enough. It took me like 3 months to get an accommodation, and I lost it in 1 month. So to cut the long story short, I was just scouting through Facebook. You know, I actually said, like, when we first connected, me and the initial roommate that has this story, okay? When we first connected, I was actually saying, it's God's doing. Right now, I don't even know if it's God's doing. If He just wanted me to learn something, or you know, I don't know if it's God's doing. But I think everything happens. I was going through Facebook, and I normally don't go through Facebook, especially as of then. And like, messages from my school, people from attending my school just kept on popping in. And then I saw a message like 3 months back where a girl said, please, I need a roommate in this lodge. And that's the lodge that I've always wanted to be in. I was like, come on. But then I was a little sad, because it was like 3 months back, and I just felt like it's a nice lodge. Like, a lot of people want to live here, so definitely someone who have collected the opportunity or jumped on the opportunity. But I just still tried my luck. I called her the first time, she didn't pick. I called her the second time, she picked, and she was so nice, she was so friendly. And I told her my name. You know, at that spot, it seemed like we clicked. I was like, hey, this is how God works. Yeah. So fast forward to a couple of weeks, we got everything sorted out. She told me how much the lodge rent was. So she had already been living there. She was living alone the previous year, but according to her, she needed, you know, to live with someone. Like, she wanted to live with someone that semester. So she specifically told me, I have everything, I have every furniture, just pay your money, move in. Like, I had a couple of things, like a little items, and she was like, please look for where you can keep it. I even had to like give it out to my friends or something. And yeah, it was nice, it was really good. We clicked, we texted. Even when I got back to Abia State, it was really late. Like, please, if you're coming to Abia State and you're going by road, don't follow the young. So it was really late. Like, my school is actually very dangerous, most especially at night. I know a lot of places are dangerous, but yeah. And I came in by 12 to 1, and she was up waiting for me. I was touched. I was like, oh yeah. So she was up waiting for me, and she already had food for me, like a nice meal. I was so happy. Like, that was the first time I got a good welcoming ever coming back to school. Like, that was the first time. So already before we met in person, she told me, oh, she's a neat freak, she's this and that. Like, we just basically shared our personalities and, you know, our traits and all of that. And I didn't see anything wrong with her traits, although she said she was short-tempered. But I was like, okay. She said that she's short-tempered, but like, you know, she just be talking. Well, me, I was just desperate at that point. I was like, last you cannot kill me now. So I told her, oh fine. Me, I told her mine too. So, and yeah, she was like, one of the reasons why she wanted to have a roommate was to have a friend, that she doesn't have friends. I was like, are you serious? That's nice, because me too, I'm looking for new friends. I don't even have enough friends. I don't even have much friends. Like, I think I have just a handful of friends. Like, I can pick them. And I was like, oh, okay, I found a new friend. And as it turned out, I came to the room. The room was nice. She was nice. We were living in harmony. We were living in peace and harmony till I think like some weeks or a month. And then I have a very close friend. Like, she's my closest friend, and as I told you earlier, like, getting an accommodation here is crazy, okay? But I don't know, something just happened and she wasn't having it easy with her, and she needed a place to crash. And I have a room. okay? I have a room where I paid money, and yeah, like my friend wanted to crash. I didn't even think too much to it. I just told my roommate, oh please, can my friend crash? It wasn't even the same day she was supposed to crash in my room that I told my roommate. I told her a period before the day, or period the day, or before the day, and she was like, I just got this, I don't know, I just got this feeling from how this, like, she wasn't okay with it. And I was like, fine. And mind you, this girl actually made me lose like a very good friend. Yeah, she actually made me lose a very good friend, because a friend needed my help. She needed my help with, you know, getting her stuff and just keeping it for her. But this girl actually said, no, I don't want anything in my room, this one, that one. And she was just using my room a lot. And I was like, oh, she has been living alone. Maybe she's still trying to adjust the fact that she has a roommate and it's our now, or ours, or we. I was like, fine. And you know, she was just so against it, and I felt like, oh, she still feels like this is her room. I was giving her really crazy excuses, and that cost me a really good friendship, like even till today. You know, like it's well. Anyway, so she was like, this and that, and I told my friend, oh, I can't help you out though. And like, I did that girl bad. Like, I can't even start explaining how bad I did her, and I feel really horrible and terrible about it. But that's aside it anyway. So yeah, this is my really close friend that wanted to spend the night with me. She came, and like, generally she's not really a people's person. She's not someone who you might see for the first time and just click with or whatever, but she's a nice person. Like, she's normal, like, but she came and it seemed like my roommates didn't like her, and there was just there was a fallout that night. And she actually came and told me, I don't like your friend. Like, my friend's in the room late at night and you're saying you don't like her. Like, what do you want to happen? Do you want her to feel uncomfortable, or do you want her to get out of the room? Like, I was really pissed, but I just wanted to remain calm because I didn't want my friend to know what she said, so she wouldn't feel some type of, because I'm already sure that she was already feeling unwelcome in the room. So that was it then. Then the next day my friend already left, and I was in school, and like, I just kept thinking back, like, why would you come and tell me you don't like my friend? Like, oh, she's my friend, she's not your friend. You don't like her, okay? So I texted her and I was like, why do you say you don't like my friend? And she was like, when we get back home. Okay, this is not how she said, because it was from text, it was on text. Okay, well, I can just imagine her behind the camera, and she was, I've been talking for 14 minutes now. Okay, so she was like, when we get back home, we'll have a lot of things to talk about. I was like, I was wondering what we had to talk about. I was like, okay, no problem. So we got back home, and it got ugly. Okay, like, this is a very long story, but I'm just trying to like cut it short. It got really ugly, and the moral of everything was that she still felt like the room was hers, and oh my goodness, there's something she said. She was like,
when we were getting ready, as when we were getting to know ourselves, you told me that I don't have a lot of friends, but yes, that's when people come here and knock on your door. Now see this one too that's here.
Hello, like, a lot of people, not like a lot of, I think like 3 of my friends, or like people I know that lived in the lodge, that already knew her. Like, these people will come and knock, and I'll be like, wow, how did you know my room is here? Really? That's to tell you that I didn't even know that they knew my room is here, because they already knew her. And she's like, a lot of people are coming here. I'm like, are you swearing for me that I will not have anybody in my life? I was like, okay. As I was saying, the moral story is that she wants me to, I don't know, she wants me to live like a house help or something. Like, I'll be paying money and I can't have a social life. Yeah, basically that's it. Because if my friends can't come to my room even once in a while, like, yeah, I'm not really someone who likes going to people's room or inviting people over, except we're really close. But if my friends are like restricted, there's a restriction there, it gets really discomforting. Like, that's crazy. She was like, please don't bring your friends here. Either you move out or you entertain your friends outside. Are you serious? Let me calm down. My blood is boiling. But yeah, so that was the thing, and I wasn't having it, and you know, everything was just at my disadvantage. There was no time. Like, this is when everyone is already settled in. Like, if you are in a public, if you're in a Nigerian public university, you're going to understand how it is living off campus. Like, people are apartment hungry. Yeah, I'm going to use that word, because like, there's no space, there's nobody that wants to even be your roommate, and I don't have the money to live alone, like to pay the entire rent. So everything was just at my disadvantage, and I really had to sit down and think and talk to people as to what to do, because she was like, please
send me your account number, then my boyfriend transfer the money to you. Me that don't have boyfriend to that, give me money now, you seen it now.
chill, like I'm not moving now, chill. And that's the thing. So when I thought about everything, and I was like, no, like this is just beginning of the semester. I can't live like this, okay? No matter how bad it wants to be that I'm going to search for a roommate, like what comes to what, I'll go to a rugged area where the houses are cheap and live alone. And I told her, oh, I need, okay, let's name her
Peter. I was like, Peter, I need my money. And she was like, you must be crazy. Do you think my friend is your mate? Why you think? She was just like ranting. I was like,
wow, people have anger in their, like they have an energy deep within them. Like I don't even know where that came from. Anyway, it was a long shot. Like we fought, and I'm someone who have never fought in my life. Like as hard as that's to believe, I've never fought verbally or physically with anybody ever. So I didn't even know my strength physically or emotionally when in a verbal fight or a verbal abuse or whatever. I didn't know my strength. And that was the day I knew my strength, and it was horrible. I think that's the worst part about the whole thing. Like while we were having a fight like 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. like very early in the morning. Like everyone was quiet. Like her friends even had to come to the room. I was mortified. Like Jesus. Now I'm thinking about it. Let the ground open. Let me just enter. Like what an embarrassment. I was just saying myself like, Sandra, are you the one in this situation? Are you the one in this situation? I was dumbfounded. So she was not saying a couple of things, like we had a verbal, like we had a mad fight, and you guys are not going to believe you're not going to believe what happened. Okay, so I'm actually saying this because I'm trying to be genuine on this channel, but it's actually very embarrassing. But I cried. I wasn't crying because I felt defeated or because I was sad or I was just emotional. I was just crying because I was angered, and I have never been that angry. I'm not someone who gets angry. I don't even, like, I didn't know what anger felt like until that day, and it just made me realize that, oh, if I'm angry I get really emotional and I
cry. Oh my god, my voice was cracking.
And she was not like, there's a sentence where she kept on saying that like it has scarred me. She was like, it's the guilty that cries, it's the guilty that cries, the guilty that cries. And how, yeah, she made a lot of she insulted me, she even body shamed me to her friends. She was like, now look at the place that I'm sleeping on, that the bed I'm sleeping on has gone down. Like, really, bed will not go down again. So she body shamed me, she insulted me, a couple of things. Like, you will not believe that the thing she was saying about me, it was my friends, my classmates that were living in the lodge that heard when she was talking about it. Okay, so they already knew that, oh, I was staying with Peter, so they knew that, yeah, I'm the one they're talking about, and they had to tell me. I was like, wow. And naturally, I don't know, because I've been fast for a very long time in my life, there's this wall that's built around me that makes it hard for negative comments to like affect me. So it didn't really affect me. I just felt really disgusted.
She was like, that she's going to give me back my money, but she's going to subtract the amount of time I've stayed in the room.
I was like, are you crazy? It's hard enough that I can't even find an accommodation. I was like, okay, oh, this girl is like, she's really wicked. I was like, I'm not conversing with someone who is a Christian or who has human mind. Okay, so I was like, whatever, give me the money. She gave me the money. I had to call my family. They added the money she subtracted, and the way I got an accommodation was really God's gift. Okay, if you know, you would like to hear the story about how I got an accommodation like the next day after I moved out, please just comment down below, and I'm definitely gonna, you know, respond. Yeah, so I got an accommodation, and in the same lodge too. Yay! I know, right? Yeah, in the same lodge, and it was just really amazing. But fast forward to some weeks or a month after like the whole thing happened, I just wasn't at peace. Like, I felt this inner rage, and I felt really unsettled. I felt unhappy. Okay, as of then, I was talking to one of my friends. Like, he's a really insensitive person, and he's just going to tell you the way it is. Okay, so he was just telling me a lot of stuff. Like, when I was telling him about what happened, and he was like, Sandra, snap out of it, you were bullied, let's move on. And before then, I didn't know that like that was what it was. Like, I was mad that I let myself get treated that way, but I didn't know that it was being bullied. And I now realized, oh, I was bullied, and that sparked fire in my head. So while I was in the room, I did a couple of things in the room, like the fan, the shelf, like just a couple of things to accommodate 2 people living there, and there was something I used my money to do, and I wasn't paid for that. I said, she's still using my things. I called her that morning. It was very early in the morning. I said I wasn't going to school. Like, even if they were having an exam that day, I was not going to school because I wasn't in the right frame of mind to start learning.
So I was like, Peter, I'm coming to collect my money for the things in the room, or you give me the things in the room. And she was like, you must be crazy if you think that I will let you into my room. You must be crazy if you...
So ready for her, and I was like, okay, fine. Though I had to go to school that day, so I went to school, and I told my friends, look, in case people see me with a big eye tomorrow, just know I'm going to fight for my rights. I'm going to fight for being bullied. Like, I'm not going to let myself be bullied. And they were like, oh, okay, Sandra. So as my friends and I were coming back, she called me and she was so calm. I was like, when you are done, come around. I'm around, so we'll calculate everything. I was like, people are psychos, oh. Jesus Christ. I really don't know what made her change her mind. I don't know if she was faking it or if she just wanted peace. Anyway, yeah, to cut the long story short, yeah, she gave me my money, and I don't know, it's not as if the money was the issue that minute. Like, at that point in time, I actually had money. Okay, that was even why I even had the mouth to even come and start saying, because I had money to do things and to, you know, fight if I needed to. So she paid me back my money, and I just felt at peace. Like, I felt at peace. Like, as I was leaving that lodge, I felt at peace. Before that day, I hated her. Like, literally, Peter, if you're watching this video, I hated you. But after I felt like I didn't get bullied anymore. Like, yeah, it happened and I didn't get bullied, I didn't get cheated. I felt at peace. I know when they say something that you are indifferent to somebody, like you don't see somebody. I see her a couple of times, and like there's nothing in my heart for her. No hatred, no love, no, like I don't see her. But yeah, that's my roommate experience. So I paid lodge rent, I paid the same money with her, but she didn't want me to have a social life. That's crazy. It's not like I'm such a socialite to even start with. So you can imagine somebody that's not a socialite and you are complaining. Like, you are complaining. I don't go out. Hardly do people come and visit me. I have just one very close friend, especially as of then, and it was an issue. Even my father said, can even tell me, don't bring a man to this house. Anyway, yeah, so that was my roommate experience. It was a really traumatizing experience. Like, it really haunted me for a long time, and I kept on being reminded about it, because a lot of people be like, so you're not saying hey again, how's your roommate, and they are referring to her. But yeah, that's what happened, and I just felt like I just wanted to put this out here, like, not to vent per se, because I'm way past that, okay, like, because I'm way too big. Yeah, something like that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to me ramble. I do hope that you found this story interesting and shocking as it actually was. And if you had any similar event like this, or you've had just like a very horrible roommate experience, please do not hesitate to drop down in the comment section. Let's talk, please. Let me know what you guys think, and what you guys think that I would have done, or who was at fault, something like that. Anyway, so yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please do not hesitate to hit that like button, hit the share button. Please share this video, okay? Because there are people who actually like to hear this story, like real life story, okay, not even in the movies. Yeah, and if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, please hit that subscribe bell, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. So bye.